Right, here is the fishing reel and the string that you pulled off. Wind it around and around and around until it's all used up, and then put it behind this bail arm. Yeah, and when you turn the bail arm round to that position, it's got a little wheel here, you see, and when you pull it, the string comes off round there. And then you thread it through the rest of the rod. Which you don't have to pull a goddamn rod out to do. And now I can't see where the rod is. And then you can tie your weight on the end. Now you hear the clicking, that's called drag, and it lets this spin round and let line off when there's a big fish pulling that you can't pull in, and you want it to let some line out when the fish pulls really hard so that it doesn't break the line. Now yours is on the front there, mine's on the back, so you tighten it up just until when you pull the string, really hard, it just clicks and lets a little bit out. And then when you turn your handle, that little wheel on the bail arm winds the string up properly. So when you go to cast, you get the bail arm, watch, watch, you see the string goes round here and onto here. When you go to cast, you hold the string like that up against the rod with your finger, and then you get the bail arm and you move it over to the other side, and then the string can just fall off when you cast it. And when you turn the handle, the bail arm will flick back into place and it will stop the string coming off and let you wind it up. So hold it here with your fingers, open the bail arm, and you can tell it's the right way round because it wants to be that way. You have to pull it back to get to there, but it really wants to be down there. Hello, fishing instruction video number 2. Fishing line. First, cut off a length, cut off quite some before you start because you're going to need some spare. Probably use a knife and not teeth, but I have a knife. So this bit comes from your fishing rod that you've threaded under the bail arm and through all the holes. The first thing to put on is your swivel, because it makes it easy to clip things onto the clip instead of tying knots every time. You put it through the hole, and then you hold both ends like that, and you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it looks like that. You can put a few more if you want, just to be sure. And then you get the short part, and then you put the short part through the loop like that. Yeah. And then holding the short part, you tighten it up, you see, but the knot's not good, it's loose. So now you make it damp with your spit, and then pull it up tight. Focus, stupid computer. It should look like that. It should be nice and tight on there. So now everything goes on that. Next, you take your boom, and then you clip your boom on there, and then you close the clip like that, so it's attached, and you've got a floppy boom there. Then you take your weight, and on the bottom of the boom there's a clip, and then that clips on there. And now when you hold it, the weight holds the boom out straight, you see. So you pull it down and it pops up again, and the boom is where you're going to put your hook. So on the end of the boom you take a short piece of fishing line, about that long, cut it with an obscenely large knife, because we are men, and then, in fact, let's start off with the hook. You have a little hook, you put it through, again you hold both sides of the string, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then without letting go of the hook, you put the end through the loop. I can't see it. Is it there? Yes, it's there. And then pull it gently, and then make sure, focus. Stop focusing on my face. There, make it wet, and then pull it, and it will go down tight like that. And you can help it with your fingers to push the knot down if you need to, and make sure it's nice and tight. On the other end, you get your boom, thread it through, and now you can't turn the boom around because it's tied to the fishing line, so you do it another way. You hold this with 2 fingers here, and then get this string, and you hold your fingers here around the loop to keep the loop big. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, and then because you're holding the loop to make it easy, you can put it straight through and then pinch it so you can grab hold of the other side and then pull it down roughly and then make it wet and then push it. Now it hasn't gone down properly there, so we pull it down a little bit and still it's not perfectly down. So get your nails in there and pull it right down. So now you've got your hook on your snood, which is this short piece of fishing line, going on to your boom, which is clipped to your swivel and your weight. So now look what happens when I let go. It hangs off like a little baby's mobile, a tantalizer. And when you put your squid on the end, what this is all for is if you didn't have all of this, when you cast it and it flies through the air, your snood and your piece of squid will wrap round and round and round and round here and get all tangled up, and then the fish won't be able to get the bait because it'll all be tied up in string. So this way, your squid and your hook can never get tangled around any of this. It's tasty already, isn't it? It's tasty. And when it looks like that, then you're ready to throw it in the water. Part 3 of Fishing with Grandad. Here's a different knot. You might like this one better. So you take, that's a ridiculously big hook. You put the string in like this, and then you hold the string to the side of the hook and through the hole, and then you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then take the loose end and you put it through the hole of the hook, and then you pull it up tight, and there's not even a knot there. It's not even tied on, but it won't come off. Sometimes people like that better, and you can make a few hooks up ready to tie the other end onto the boom. And if you need to take it off, then you just put the end of the string back through the eye of the hook, and there it comes off. I'll show you another time. Through the eye of the hook, hold it on the hook, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold it, put the free end through the eye of the hook back again, pull it, yeah, and then pull it up tight. And you don't even need to spit on that one, but you can if you want to. Once you've used the hook a few times, it will taste of squid and worms. Focus. Stupid cameras want to focus on faces for girls. So let's take it apart again. So it comes off really easy like that. I'll do the normal knot one more time. This is the normal knot. So you put it through like that, hold both ends, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like that, and then take the small end and put it through the loop of the string. Put it through the loop of the string. Like that. And then pull it. And then it will go tight like that, but it won't be done up properly. So you've got to lick it. And then it pulls down. And you won't be able to undo that one. If you need to take that off, you have to cut the string. Fishing instruction video number 4. Because the last video died. So we've got a different arrangement. Here's the clip that would go to your boom and your weight. But now we're going to put the weight straight on it with no boom and no hook. And then we're going to let that go down and take the string, make a loop, and then tie the loop in a knot. But we'll go through one time like a normal knot, but before pulling it we go through a second time like that. You see, so it goes through twice instead of once, and then pull it so it goes like a figure of 8, and then lick it and pull it. And now we can get the hook with the snood tied with whatever knot you like, and we can put a clip on the top tied with the same type of knot. Yeah, so you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then put the end through the string. I can't see the string. Like that. And then pull it. And make sure it's at the top like that and not caught under the bottom. And pull it. And then lick it. And then pull it some more. And the bloody tablet's falling down. Right. You see, if it doesn't go tight like that, you can put your nails in and you can just pull it down a bit until it looks like that. God, why does it only focus on faces? This is a girl camera. The damn thing. My face, my pretty face. You should be focusing on fishing knots instead. See, the knot. So you got a hook with a clip, or you can use a clip swivel. And now you've got your fishing line that's got the loop in it, and you can put that up there. So now you've got this end that goes to your fishing rod, your hook there, and then your weight on the end. And your weight always has a clip with a swivel, because when it sits at the bottom of the sea moves, and your weight will roll around on the bottom of the sea like that. And if you don't have this swivel, then it will wind your line up like a spring. And if you wind the line up like a spring, it will go all curly and tangled up, and then you won't catch your fish. So if you throw this out and it goes on the bottom and you got your rod held up, then the hook will hang like that with your piece of squid on it. Final episode of Fishing with Grandad. I don't have any squid because I'm in Bulgaria. So I made, using arts and crafts, an anatomically correct squid. And I need some scissors. Final part of fishing with Grandad. Grandad's in Bulgaria, so he doesn't have any squid. But I've made an anatomically arts and crafts correct squid. With googly eyes. So you need a pair of scissors for your frozen slimy squid. And the first thing you need to do is you grab the squid's head and you pull his head off. Ow! Ow! My head! And then you reach inside and you pull out this piece of plastic, which is his skeleton. It looks just like that, like a piece of plastic. And then you've got the body of the squid. And then you get the scissors and you cut a strip of the squid like that. And you can get a lot out of one squid. Then you take your hook when it's all attached to the boom and everything, and you put the end of the squid on without putting the hook through your fingers. Now watch this. You put it through and then you turn it around so there's a twist in the squid, and then you put it through the hook again and then push it down. You see there's a twist in it, and then you hold that and then you turn it around and put another twist in it, and then through the hook and push it up and then turn it around and then put another twist in it. So once it's all on the hook, you see it looks all wrinkly like that. And that's what fish think is tasty. They really do. I'll show you again on here. Let's get the old squid. Once you've been fishing with a piece of squid for maybe half an hour, and you haven't caught anything, take the squid off, throw it away and put a new fresh piece of tasty squid on. Cut your strip of squid. And then put it through without putting the hook into your finger. And then you push it down and holding the squid, you turn it around and then put it back through. So it's twisted like that. And then push it up and hold it again and turn it around again and push it through. And then turn it around and push it through again. So it's all wiggly in there. You need to have it wiggly. If you don't and just stick it on and then up and down, up and down, up and down, it won't look tasty and it will fall off of the hook and the crabs will eat it. But if you put it on wiggly like that, it clings onto the hook and stays where it's supposed to be. And look how tasty this is. You imagine the fishes chasing that around the bottom of the sea. Oh, num num num. Oh, num 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 num. No, mine. My bit of squid. My bit of squid. Yum yum yum. And then if you start to get lots of fish biting and you're catching lots of small ones, then what you can do is save the best to last. Avoiding getting the hook into your fingers too many times. And you got the squid head with his googly eyes. And if you want to catch a big fish, because you've caught a few little ones, go for the little ones first to make sure there's fish in the sea, and then you can put the hook right through his head like that. And then if you've caught little ones, there might be some big ones. And the big one will come across and go and get a hook in his face. And then you say to your mum, "Yo, bitch, I've caught a fish. Go cook it and make it for my tea before I slap you in the face." Okay, one last video, because I remembered you need to know how to safely get the hook out of the fish's mouth. So here's the fish, squid, and he's eating the hook. So without danger to your fingers, get the line, even if it's a fish with teeth, and keep your fingers clear of the mouth, and then pull it, and then pull it down to one side so you can see the hook down here, and then push the hook backwards and then pull it out forwards. That way you're not getting your fingers near the mouth of the shark. Pull it round. Let's get it in the mouth a bit better. Yep. Pull it round like that on the string and then push it forward. Stupid glasses. Again, the hook's in there. See? The top of the hook's in his mouth. So pull the string until the hook comes down like that, and then get it with your fingers, pull it all the way round, and then push it forwards. That way you're not getting the point or the fish's teeth anywhere near your fingers.